Why, hello there, everyone. Hi, if you're watching this video early here in November, there's a good chance that you're one of the many people who use one of the payroll applications that I've built for you in Microsoft Excel. What I always claim to be one of the easiest ways and least expensive ways also to run your own payroll and manage all your information. And you may have purchased something from my website and then I did a little custom work for you to make it, kind of your own specific payroll file for your business. Well, this video is, I think you're going to be happy with this video, first of all, about how I'm going to be helping continue to provide this product as long as I can. As long as I'm around. I'm not planning on not being around, but as long as I'm alive, essentially, I will continue to update this payroll file, and I have a solution so that we can all have the most updated version, and we can make this thing even better and better and better almost on a daily basis. So get this. This is what's happening. I am open sourcing, essentially. It's a loose way for me to use that term, but I am going to be providing this full 50-state payroll file that I've built that is supposed to handle any type of employee in any type of state. And it's as extensive as I've made it so far. Of course, you don't have everything that the tax code has to offer in here, but we're working toward doing that. I've done a lot of work for so many different types of businesses and like farms and restaurants that have tips and companies there's just so many different types of businesses that I've worked with, and oftentimes I'll have to adjust this file to give you just what you need if it doesn't have it already. And I'm going to work on solving that problem by literally having every single thing that anyone could need in here. And then this is what we have already. This is what we have now. I'm going to keep going to do everything we can for everybody, and then make it better and more compact so that all you'll have to do is you'll download this file for $100. That's the other thing. I'm only charging $100 one time. That's it. One time for the rest of my life. It's $100, and you get access to this file and you can download the most current version anytime for any year. So right now it's 2021 and this is 2021's tax code. Well, when 2022 rolls around, we're in the process of updating this to be current for 2022. And then it will flip to 2022 on January 1, right? Or I'll show you how to adjust dates so you can flip it yourself as we go. And then it'll just keep going, and you just can download the new copy for that $100 you already paid me. So you pay me $100, you're good forever. The only thing you'll need to pay me for is if you want me to do custom work on your file that you can't do yourself. And I'm going to teach a lot of you how to do it yourself. That's the other thing. I'm going to teach you how to do it yourself so that what you see is not as imposing and crazy, but there's a logic to it. That's how I'm able to create your file relatively fast if it fits into what we've already built. So anyway, all that being said, it's $100 and you're subscribed forever. And I'll be then fielding questions and working with other professionals and CPAs, not just me, to go through the entirety of the applicable tax code and get it completely programmed in here for almost every scenario. And we'll have all local taxes and everything for every state, which I already have chunked here. It's pretty complete already. That's why I'm selling it already. It's essentially good to test out. And if we find any problems with it, they're probably not going to be substantial, and we'll just update them. And every tax authority and every business is going to be happy to use it because it's going to be better than any comparative program. It's just unbelievable. When you see what you're getting, you're gonna be like, oh my God, I cannot believe this was only $100. And it's because I'm gonna have so many of you subscribed and using this that I can offer it for a very inexpensive price. And I just love everything about it. So let's quickly go through how you use this, just for people who may not have any idea what I'm talking about, which is a lot of you. But let's just do it. So you're a business, right? You're a business in a state. First of all, let's assume you're only in one state, even though this handles all 50. Let's assume that you're just in one. Pick a state. Like, for example, I'm in North Carolina right now. Okay, let's choose North Carolina, right? Let's say that I'm in North Carolina and I'm working. There's my name. You can put in your social security number. I recommend not. I recommend keeping social security numbers in a different file, or just using a designation of the last 4 digits or whatever. Now, did this person fill out an old or new W-4? And really, this needs to be gotten rid of because everyone needs to fill out a new W-4. But let's assume, yes, that I am current. And that this question right here, which is, did they fill out a W-4? The answer is no. Yes. No, I did. I did fill out a W-4, which means you don't have to fill this out. Am I married? Not currently. What state am I in? This should match. It'll turn up in green. But if I was in a different state, we'd have to change some questions up here, and we'd change this to a different state of whatever you're in. And stuff's going to change. The questions it asks you about what state you're in are going to change. And everything's going to change because it's so smart, this file, and we're going to make it better. But let's assume we're in North Carolina. It wants to know how many North Carolina allowances I have. I would say, nah, withhold all the tax. I'll go with 0. But is there a local tax not in North Carolina that I'm aware of? Then you have over here state filing status. It's going to ask you for in North Carolina. I am single, and my W-4 filing status is going to be, this is for your 2021 or 2022 W-4 when we go to next year. Is the box checked? No. And you filled in everything you need for a basic employee in North Carolina, right? You don't need to see this. This is for programming. But if we end up needing to delete stuff, like for example, if you know that your business is only in North Carolina and you don't need to use anything for Arizona or Connecticut or stuff, you can just delete this or hide it. Actually, I'm going to change that word, not delete, just hide. Just hide stuff you don't want. If you delete, you might break something. But if you hide, you're fine. And then you can have a super sleek interface that just shows you things that you care about, right? You only care about North Carolina unemployment. You don't care about anything else, which is going to be this one. North Carolina, put the first $26,000 in wages is taxed at a certain rate for unemployment in North Carolina, if that's accurate. Here are the links to go check that out. How awesome is this file? It's just got everything. Right? I would say everything. It doesn't have everything, but it's got a lot of what you need. So that's how you enter in employee information. Then if you keep your hours daily, you can use this daily entry sheet where you put the employee in and you're like, all right, today is November 1st. Did I work any hours today? Sure. Did I work for a specific client? Did I do a project? Did I do a payroll? For example, I know I'm going to sell one of these today when I post this video. I know that. So let's say that I did the payroll project today, which is payroll. That results in $100 of project pay. There's all types of different ways you can enter in daily hours. This thing is endless. I'm going to continue to build this out with additional columns to give us all types of crazy compensation so that whether your business has employees that work straight hourly pay or your business is like a contracting business and you're doing work on people's houses and you get paid by project and you want to link these to projects, that's another thing you can do with all this project type stuff. It's endless how easy it is to get a compensation number in here. Once you do that, you go over to the pay period records sheet. And a lot of this stuff is going to be hidden because you're never going to use it. But some of the stuff's not going to be hidden. And what we can see is we have a pay period for someone. We have this pay period record, and you can filter these for names or you can filter these for dates so that you don't have to look at a lot of different dates at one time. But just for this example in this video, you see that we have 3 hours of work so far for me, and we have $100 in project pay. Let's say that my hourly rate is $15 an hour and I'm working at McDonald's, right? Let's say it's $15 an hour. Guess what? You could enter in a bunch of other things for this paycheck if you have any of them, like is there a bonus? Is there a garnishment? Is there any are there any reimbursements? Do we have a 401k percentage associated? Do we have employee health care? All these different things that I have added, and we'll obviously add more because there are more to add. But we have basically, what's called, we have potential variables here, whether or not they're exempt from certain types of tax, so that you can write over this title and do whatever you want with it if it fits into that tax structure, which we have that tax structure explained over here when it comes to taxable status of different things, which is right here in the matrix. We've got this stuff right here. different types of contributions. This is similar to a table that you'll see in the publication 15, the old circular 8 used to be called. Publication 15 has these breakdowns, and we can add more of them and then have any taxable status essentially apply to these columns here. And these things relate to what you see in your reports and what you see on your pay stubs, so that when we look at a pay stub for a pay period, which is what we're doing right now, this is 11 something is this pay period, I think. Is the one before. Not 11/17, but 11/10 maybe. I think so. Current project pay. I don't know what period I did here. Year to date. This stuff will generally work. I think I did this right. We'll have to look at the paycheck. Sorry, yeah, it's on 11/3 is when the paycheck was, right? So 11/3, and there's your paycheck right here, and you can see we have all these different areas for your health insurance, your life insurance, employer related expenses, all these things that if you don't use any of this, you can just hide that. You can actually delete it off the pay stub if you wanted to. You could literally delete on here, and you can put a picture of your company right here, and you can just take this thing over and prints out. It turns numbers into words here as well, up to I believe $99,000 and $99,999. I think if your check is more than that, I think it doesn't work, and I don't have the words working right, but I wrote the code to do that myself without a macro, because you know why? Because I have fun with this. So anyway, everything in this file just becomes yours, and you can have all your reporting just bam, just like this. And choose quarter, Q3 not working. Oh, it's Q4. We're already in November. Sorry. Q4 is in November. There you go. And then you have dynamic pivots where you can refresh and have any type of reporting you want. And I'll do more videos about how to adjust the dynamic pivot and get everything that you need, because this just provides you with everything. Then you've got your W-2s. You just choose the name, and the W-2 is going to fill itself in. We'll need to do more work here on the types of withholdings and things, because there's a big list that needs to be updated. So as I do this in this manner, there will be some caveats about some things that we need to work on and develop. But I know I'm talking super fast, and I'm not expecting everybody to understand what I'm talking about. But you can change the dates here and change the payroll frequency. I didn't even get to that part. It's weekly, it's bi-weekly, it's semi-monthly, it's monthly. It's how many periods are in the year. You just change it, and then you put the date up here, and all the pay periods change, and we can set up a structure so that your pay cycle is correct. It's pretty dynamic. It involves a video of showing you how to do that, but any payroll frequency and any payroll period, as long as it's standardized one, will work in here. This is just unbelievable how resourceful this is going to be. Especially if you're running a business where you have to handle other businesses' payrolls, you can give them a custom file and have them fill it out on their own, so that you can then have the information and do your own tax reporting on it. It's out of control what this is going to be. So I just wanted to give an update to everyone that I'm thinking about 2022, and I'm starting now. We're going to start making this thing better now. And as you download it and as you have comments, you can get back to me. And a lot of these updates I'm going to make on my own, but things that are related to your business, I'll have to charge you supplementally for, and we will discuss rates and timing of when that stuff needs to be done, because I know a lot of you are going to still want your custom file, and you're going to want me to do it for you. So we'll all talk about that. But in the meantime, I just want to let you know that we now have a 50-state version out here, live for everyone to download and play with and ask me questions on. And that is going to result in this product getting so much better so fast. I cannot even tell you how much better this is going to get, and how resourceful it's going to be. So I'm super excited to do this and hit this really hard over the next few months as we roll into 2022, because we have the ability to have this thing live at all times and essentially updating when the tax rates update, and a lot of, I mean, or as fast as possible. As fast as one of you does some research and says, hey, I got a notice from the state. I got a notice from Kansas today, or from Arkansas today. They're changing rates. What do I do, Ken? I'll be like, send that notice over to me. And we'll program it right into the file immediately because we already have placeholders, was the word I was looking for before. We already have placeholders for everything. And even if there are major changes to stuff, I just changed some formulas here. That's all. We just change some formulas, we run it, and if we screw up, someone's going to catch us real fast, and we'll just fix it. So I suspect we'll have probably the most accurate and comprehensive tax record system, even more so than the big companies that do this because of the nature by which we are constructing it. Because not everyone can react to changes in laws as fast as we will be able to react with this. And that's fascinating, and I'm super excited. So guess what? Send that $100 over to me and get in on this. This is the best $100 you will ever spend. It's true.